is joined, voice of the Humboldt Broncos. Is he there? There he is. There it's. You know what? It's hard to get play-by-play guys to come on game day. So I know we appreciate it. Rory, first off, what this series has me really scratching my head. We're going. Obviously, Whitney Forum, tough to win in. Then they come back to the Elgar, battle it out. Then what happens in the 9-0 game back in Whitney?
Well, first of all, if anyone's been there or watched a hockey game there, things happen quickly in the Whitney Forum. It is ping pong hockey on a fast, back and forth, small ice surface. But also, if you have as many mental lapses as the Broncos did in the second period, Flin Flon will bury you quickly. And that's really what happened. I thought the first period was exceptional going both ways. But 4 goals in 5 minutes in the second period in a stretch where there were bad line changes, there were bad missed assignments in front of their net. Flin Flon almost as perfect of a period as you can really watch. And halfway through the second period, the game is pretty much over. I don't think anyone expected a comeback at that point. The building was rocking. And that's when you are not on your game for a small sample size through 60 minutes in the Whitney Forum. That's what's going to happen. And then it just kind of snowballed and metastasized into a 9-0 win.
So when Flin Flon got on their run, Matt Keeper and the story of Matt Keeper started growing and became the story of the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League and ended up being goaltender of the year. When Humboldt has had the chance and they've scored and you guys have been able to win games, where's his weakness? Because in the regular season, it didn't seem like he had any. He was flirting with a 1.6 goals against average and a save percentage in the 920s. Where are the holes?
Yeah, there aren't many. And up until game 3 and 4 of this series, Matthew Keeper had not lost 2 games in a row all year long since they acquired him in October. So it was an incredible season. But the Broncos think they can kind of, if you can get on him early, you might be able to rattle him out of that comfortability spot that he's been so used to being in. And they think that just shots to the net, he can have trouble directing rebounds at times and keeping pucks absorbed to them. So if they're able to get into the house, into that trapezoid high danger scoring area, which Flin Flon is so good at boxing out, but if they're able to get in, there'll be pucks sitting there, and that's how they can try and wrestle up a few behind Matthew Keeper.
Joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline, voice of the Humboldt Broncos, Rory McGouran. Daza Mitchell, though, hey, he's minus the game yesterday, he's been all right for the Broncos.
Yeah. All right. Saying it modestly. I mean, 119 saves combined in games 3 and 4 in 2 games of the series, 120 saves basically. So to say that he stole one of them is an understatement. He basically stole 2 of them, both the overtime wins. But that is why you go and get a goaltender. And that's what Braden Klamosko did, acquiring this veteran stud gamer that elevates his game as it gets more and more pressure towards him. Because they know if they can get one more at home, they've brought this into a puncher's chance. 1 win is all you need to advance. So Daz has done that for him twice. Flin Flon's going to push heavy because, they're really confident going back home. I don't want to say they don't want to go back home because they always feel the Whitney Forum can protect them. But Daz is going to have another stellar game, kind of keeping that storm of Flin Flon offense at bay. And then, hey, that's exactly why you get a goaltender, is to get into a 1-game opportunity to try and beat them.
Probably the one thing about Flin Flon is not only can they score goals, but they like to play physical. I mean, penalty minutes and all of that. For the Broncos to get off to a good start, that first 10 minutes, do they have to set the tone physically to give themselves that chance? Because I don't necessarily know that, if you can get a lucky one and obviously you can score, but did they have to set the tone tonight, Humboldt, to make it their game for a chance to win?
Yeah, bro, they always have to be the more physical team to bring out the best version of themselves. When they don't have that jam, other teams, I feel, can take advantage of them. We've seen it through this up and down, just above 500 regular season that slotted them in 7th place in the regular season. When they do bring it, though, they tend to find themselves stepping over the line of discipline sometimes. So now it's a really fine line of be the more physical team, but stay out of the penalty box, because they've given Flin Flon a league high 35 power play opportunities in these 5 games. So 7 a game is the average that Flin Flon's getting, which is not a recipe to find wins. So the fact that they're heading into Game 6 at home, liking their chances in Game 6, you got to thank the goaltender. You got to thank your penalty killers. But statistically, it seems that it's almost crazy it's gone to the Game 6, because a lot of the statistics have been lent in the Flin Flon side.
What kind of crowd will we have in Humboldt tonight?
Yeah, huge. I think, flirting on 1,400 in both games 2 and 3. Both the fans know that the Broncos need them in order to beat the Flin Flon Bombers. They need to be that engine that gets them rolling. But also, I'm sure it'll be even growing, because it could be the last time that they see them this year, right? It is an elimination game, and that will bring fans into the seats, knowing that it could be the last chance until September that you'll see them.
What's capacity with standing room at the Elgar?
Just over 2, like 2,100, nice. I believe. Yeah.
God, that's such a good rink to watch hockey in, like the bowl. Yeah. Oh.
Now, Rory, is there any better feeling? Because I know this, whether you're a fan or you're involved with the team, the excitement and the tension of a day like today, knowing this could all end or the story could continue. Where are you at right now on a scale of 1 to 10 on that kind of that meter as it's ratcheting closer to game time?
It's weird. I'm pretty good at keeping my composure throughout the day up until the call. And then I do like to come out with some energy. And then, you're telling a story. You can't be a 10 out of 10 the whole time. It's nauseating to some listeners. So you got to kind of feel the waves of emotion of calling a game. But for some reason, when I woke up today, I was riddled with anxiety, which I'm usually not. And I know I had to do the SJHL weekly show and then interview with you guys, things that usually get me excited. But there was just something about today that just had a little bit of extra pressure, and it's not nice. It's not something I'm accustomed to, but maybe it's just what's foreshadowing in store for Game 6 and how electric this game's going to be.
Okay, hockey aside, it's also a busy and an important week in Humboldt, because it's the Humboldt Broncos lottery. Now, we got it on this station coming up on Friday here. Talk about that. I love the prize packages, like just different stuff here. The trucks, $100,000. It's a big week. It's a big fundraiser for the organization.
Yeah, really appreciate the push for this as well, guys, because it is our biggest fundraiser of the year. It's the 27th year, I believe, that the Broncos have put on what used to be called the Lottery of Cash. It was all cash prizes, but now this year, every single cash prize has been paired with an actual prize that is valued at more than what the cash is. So you have a choice between, $100,000 or one of 3 trucks, all valued at over $100,000. The early bird was $10,000 or a $17,000 spa. And then there's 17 different subsidiary draws that all have that same sort of cash or prize value. We've had great support over the years, so obviously a huge thanks to everyone that year in and year out support it, and all the new ears or eyes that get on it and want to just, shoot their shot at a potential $100,000, but knowing that it's going to a good cause in the Humboldt Broncos' biggest fundraiser of the year. It's really unique what we're doing, and you'll have a chance to win some cash, win some awesome prizes, and there's a lot of chances to win as well. So thanks really a lot for that push up.
Yeah, I know, and we'll be all over it on Friday as well. But if anyone's out there and they're thinking, I got some, today's maybe the lucky day. 1-833-825-2025. Some great prizes. We'll maybe tweet out the poster as well. You said the early bird prize was the hot tub. Did that come with a visit with Brian Munns? A little hot tub party with Munsey?
We can try to rope Munns back to Humboldt. He wasn't here that long ago, so I don't know when his itinerary brings him back. But
it seems he's always coming back for something that's always tied to the. Rory, have a great call tonight. It's going to be exciting in there in the Elgar Peterson. Lots of fun. We love the SJ here on the Sports Cage, and take it back. Get it back to Flin Flon, because you never know, right?
More
never know in Game
thing.
7. You never know in Game 7. Really appreciate the time, guys. And if people want to watch, they can't make it down to Humboldt. Flow Sports, Flow Hockey. They can catch the game. Game 6 is going to be great.
Right on. Rory McGouran, that play-by-play from the Humboldt Broncos on the Western Pizza guest hotline. Like I said,